Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards for Monday, December 5th, 2022. Today we're pulling from the Maccabee tarot cards. So we have the Six of Crystals, and it's talking about giving generously to others. They touched on, donating your time to like soup kitchens, food banks, taking care of the elderly. They were talking about like giving to charitable causes. But they're saying like, give what you can. Like you don't have to sit there like, we know these institutions ask for like 35% of your check or this, that, the other. And it's like everything keeps going up, food. And it's like you should be able to take care of your family. You know what I mean? And it's just like, yeah, like, if you're a checkout and it's like $2 to feed a kid at Sobeys, like, scan that. Or, for the Children's Miracle Network, or we're in the Maritime, so we have the Christmas Daddies and all this stuff. So there's certain things that we could give to where it's not a large amount of money that affects us to the point where it's just like, like 32%. I feel like you should give what you're able to give comfortably as a family and not go into debt for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing I don't like about institutions, and the fact that they try to sit there and say, oh, you can't talk to these certain peoples, or these certain peoples aren't welcome. It's like, you know what, if you would take away all your rules, because Jesus befriended everybody and anybody. You know what I mean? There was no list of rules outside of who was welcome in his house and who wasn't. And God is everywhere. So it's just like, give from your heart without any expectation. You know what I mean? Sit there. They were showing like the kids, toy drive, whatever you can. You know what I mean? You don't have to do everything that I listed. Whatever you're able to. Maybe you're out at Sobeys and you're like, hey, you know what? There's that $2, I could buy breakfast for a child. You know what I mean? It's just like little things that we can do that could, change the world. Small little steps lead to big change. So we have the sun. I love this big smile on his face of the sun. And it's like, remember the cards a couple of weeks ago? It was like, go outside and find the sun. Go outside and find the moon. But it makes you feel like that. You know what I mean? When we sit there and it's just, I can't describe it. It's just that feeling inside of you that, you did something positive. We have the Fool, and you can notice her brain is missing. But I feel like this is where it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like you have to override your heart. You know what I mean? And this is so hard for me because everything in me wants to fix everything and be there for everybody and do everything for everybody. I've learned so many hard lessons, in the past, almost 6 years. And it's just like, one of the things is up to a point of self-preservation. We cannot fix every situation. We cannot do everything. You know what I mean? Because God forbid, when those hard times hit upon us, it's just like, you know what? Most of the time it's just like, I'm lucky enough to have really amazing people in my life, but it's just like I shouldn't have to run to them all the time when something happens in my life, because they're so dependable. But you know what I mean? It's just like, it freaking kills me when I have to freaking ask them for anything. Like, I just want us to be, I just never want them to feel like that's the only reason that I'm like a part of their life. Again, with the hunting of cups, if you look at both of them, even the Fool, it's just like her head looks like a cup. And it's just like, emotionally thinking here, like, the Hunter of Cups as well. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like we got to override our shadow side. Double fire in the sky. This is where I thrive. Capricorn season, I don't know why. I got to check that out in my houses, but it's just like, ugh. Capricorn season and me don't get along. But it's just like things have changed. You know what I mean? Where I was last year to this year is totally different. Like, I didn't even want to decorate the tree last year. And this year we came up with the theme. I was just like, I don't care. Coming up with the theme, getting decorations ready, and I'm, going to decorate the tree. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been like after thing after another, but it's just like, like they said, rest and rejuvenation is coming. Appreciate that time because we're going to have to pick up the sword again. This is where this Massacre of Cups comes up. And it's just like, overriding our emotions. Doing things that, we know are the right thing. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, logically thinking, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to give to the point where you're broke. You know what I mean? Because January, February, especially in Canada, it's just like we're getting double taxed on a lot of things. Double tax on gas, double tax on food, double tax on electricity. It's just like the worst timing. It's like everybody is going to be recovering from their generosity in January. People start doing their taxes around February, March. You know what I mean? And it's just like, that's when they're going to be taxing the living bejesus out of us. You know what I mean? When it's like we're recovering. You know what I mean? And I already said, like, they're trying to force a recession. They're trying to force a depression. I freaking hate the fact that, I'm not trying to get political here, but I have to say this, but it's just like, the NDP sitting there, they made us broke. And it's like, you signed off on it by freaking getting in bed with the devil. What are you talking about? You kept them in power until 2025. Like, you can't talk out of both sides of your mouth. You can't sit there and say, oh, you're bad people, but sign a contract with them. It's like, we'll give you guys double GST, but it's like, you guys will be giving that money back and then some with a pound of flesh come the new year. Like, ooh, it just irked me. I saw someone that I follow, oh my gosh, what's his name? It's Russell something. He's really smart. He always gives the updates what's going on in the house and everything like that. Like, things that actually matter. The things that, they're preoccupying us with this and that. And it's just like, this is going on in the background. So the Six of Crystals, which is the Six of Pentacles, grounding forces, this is where things balance out. This is where we recover from the Five of Pentacles, which is isolation. Never mind the homelessness part of it, because, like, I understand that, like, trust me, I was on the brink of that freaking, 6 years ago because I had no idea where the hell we were going to go. But it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like sitting there and it's like that recovery. Getting away from the fear, worry, and doubt because it has no home here. Getting away from the anxiety and depression. You know what I mean? Being bigger than our fear. The biggest thing is getting away from our shadow side. Learning to tell it to shut the F up. It's our inner bully. You know what I mean? It's just like that, the voice that thrives and tells us everything that we're not. And it's like, yeah, we're not perfect, but you know what? I will make the most of every day that I'm here. You know what I mean? So generous and spirit. Not every coin must go to an investment or a self-indulgence. There's something to be said for making others comfortable and secure. Your hard-earned money, may need to find its way into the hands of another, or with no expectations of return. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's like, it's about that. For me, when I get something for someone, it's just like the look on their face of that excitement, the look on their face of happiness. You know what I mean? That's where, for me, it's just like, I listen to what people like and I make note of it and I try to get something like that right on, or like something like that. Like, Shane loved Ash from the Dawn of the Dead, I think it is. Please forgive me if I'm wrong. Movie series, and it's like my son Junior fell in love with it. You know what I mean? He's so much like his dad. And his combination is a filmmaker. Like, I cannot believe this. This child has been wanting to be nothing but a freaking director since he was 2. You know what I mean? Still, I don't know what he's going to do now, but, hopefully he goes with it because he's such a storyteller, and that's what Sagittarius is a storyteller. So, I don't even know what I was going on about. See? Sagittarius energy, you jib too much. So the sun. So here comes the fire in there. So they're saying after the darkness comes this light. Very much recovery from the Five of Pentacles. After the darkness comes the light. Learning to sit there and control that shadow side. I know it's easier said than done. Trust me, I'm 100% on board with you. 2018 Christmas, I felt like it was 100 years long. And I was like, that is it. I'm not living in that energy ever again. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, hell no, you're not making a home here. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I've been fighting ever since. Yeah, it does creep in, and I just tell it to shut the F up, Do something positive. Watch comedies or anything. Sometimes I'll watch things and it makes me cry. And it's like, I needed to purge those energies, When the sun rises after the dark, cold night, everything comes to light. The glare enters your window and all the monsters gain form. So funny enough, I was just, before I started filming the daily for Monday, because I finished a reading, I was listening to Annie Lennox, and she was like, no more I love yous. And the thing, she's like, desire, despair, so many monsters. You know what I mean? And I think about the times that I would lay in my bed, like paralyzed, because I would see these figures, and it's just like, sometimes it's actual spirit, and they're, trying to take form, so I'm not scared of it anymore. But it's just like, I would have like, a lava lamp. I love a lava lamp. I had a black light, so I would turn that on, and it's just like it would illuminate the room. Still, you know what I mean? But I need something more than that. And I know, like, Wendy Williams, there's a girl that's on TikTok the same way. She can't sleep at night. As soon as the sun comes in, I could sleep. But the funny thing is I'm a morning person. So it's just like, I got to be careful with that. With myself, it's just my day is so busy now. My life is so busy, and I'm so incredibly grateful for it, is that I don't, you know what I mean? I hit the pill, I'm out. You know what I mean? So that's where it's just like, when you see like that figure, don't be scared of it. That is just your sight trying to come in. It could be one of your loved ones there. And if you're not ready, just tell them, hey, listen, I'm grateful that you guys are trying to awaken that in me, but I'm not ready. I said that for so long. You know what I mean? And it's just like, one of my biggest things is like, where's my dad? You know what I mean? Where's Shane? That's my biggest thing. The sun brings clarity and forces you to face the truth, whether it is favorable or unfavorable. So facing the truth, this is very Deborah Silverman's The Missing Element. It's teaching you how to conversate with the zodiac signs and the elements in your life. So fire, water, earth, air. So I feel like I'm Libra Aries, but I was told like this year I'm Libra, double Libra. So I'm just like, well, which one is it? So I really got to figure out what my time of birth was, so to get that pinpointed down. But it's just like, I thrive in fire. And when I did the chart according to what I feel it is, you could just see like fire, like so much fire, but I'm so emotional, But it's like, when we take the emotions out of situations and we're factual, which I did last week, and they've done it, though I didn't do it, Spirit pointed it out. But it's just like, pointing out the fact that before, it's like, if I would have been patient in my life with relationships, I probably would avoid a lot of trauma and heartache, because it's like, once I saw the other side of their shadow side, it's like, no, don't want that in my life. It's not that I don't want it in my life, it's just like, they deserve better. They deserve someone that's going to be 100%, because they're an amazing person. I feel like the other one is too. I just feel like their shadow side's too much for me. But the one recently, it's just like, they deserve so much more. They deserve an empress in their life that will nurture them the way that they should be. And you know what I mean? Like, it shows growth. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like they say, you love something, let it free. Let it be free. If it returns back to you, it's meant to be, So I just feel like it shows growth in yourself. You know what I mean? Like, if I could go back to my younger self, it's just like, have patience in things. Let situations go. Like, be bigger than your emotions, So the Fool, this is where it's like thinking with your head and not your heart. New beginnings and innocence. The Fool has one foot off the ledge, ready to plunge into the deep, dark unknown. So this is where the sun comes in and shows us the unknown. The Fool is fresh and innocent with no guiding experience. You're ready for the new start, but be prepared for the unexpected, and you're headed into this naked and could be risky. But it's just like, I don't feel like it's risky. It's living life. Like, we head into situations, we have no idea what's coming. It's like, as much as we try to plan and you know what I mean? Like, I'm learning just to be like, how can I help you to get this done quicker so it can help me so you get the hell out of my house? You know what I mean? So it's just like, learning instead of panicking and fighting against things. It's just like, go with the flow. This is very temperance. Ground yourself in your emotions. Go with the flow. And like I said, how can I basically turn this tap on full blast so I can help you? You know what I mean? Like, we're going with the flow of water, right? How can I increase the flow of water? So the hunting of cups, warmth and comfort. So we have Sagittarius Sun, Aries Moon. The hunting of cups and the heat of the cards is the heart of the card. Oh my gosh, if I could read tonight. It is empathetic, soft, and balanced. It nurtures others. But not at the cost of its own well-being. Always make space for your own joy and the joy of those around them. What? And the joy of those around them you. Wow, this is okay. Use your strong intuition to provide just the right comfort to those you love. And I feel like it's just like giving of your cup. You know what I mean? Sitting there and giving so much that you're able to still, take care of yourself. You know what I mean? Calling back in your energy. Sitting there, and it's just like, with myself, it's just like, I know what I have to do. Like, I know this is going to be a busy season for me. You know what I mean? it's just like, even during the holidays. So it's like, how can I bring that balance in? You know what I mean? Not taking much more on my plate. Kids will be on break soon, thank God. You know what I mean? It's just like certain things will slow down, and it's like you can have a breath. Things will slow down, and you can, catch a beat, So the Massacre of Cups. Emotional stability, balance. The Massacre of Cups is the master of its emotions. So this is what Deborah Silverman teaches us, to be the master of our emotions. Just like in that moment, they're just like, listen, right now where we are, your attention needs to be here. You cannot be dividing it between two. It ain't going to work. And to me, that person that's in my life deserves 100%. This person that I want to be in my life deserves 100%. I can't divide 50-50 because it ain't fair. You know what I mean? So, at this point in time, it is what it is. If it's meant to be in my life, it will be in my life. If it's not, then it's just like, you know what? At least I made the right decision, and I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not hurting this person in my life. I'm not hurting the person I want to be in my life. I'm making the mature decision to be like, you know what? Even though we want things in our life, sometimes it's not meant to be there. The Massacre of Cups is the master of its own emotions, allowing space for the entire spectrum without letting the feelings take over. Allow yourself to feel everything that comes, but make sure your heart is not the only force at the helm. And you're getting that with the Fool, and you're getting that with the Hunter of Cups. Make sure that your heart is the only thing at the helm. Just like with the Crystal of Six of Crystals, it's like, yes, you have a generous, giving heart, but make sure that you're taking care of yourself and your family when, Christmas is coming here, then after Christmas, because January, until that first check hits, like if, working person or whatever the situation is, until you have that money in your pocket, it's going to be, you know what I mean? So sit there and save. So that way, if anything should arise, you have something to go back up on. Sit there at $10 out of every check, $5 out of every check, $20 out of every check, whatever you can do. Sit there and put it on the side. You're getting the double GST and you don't need it, put it in a savings account, because when that hits, snow removal, they're probably going to increase it because everything will be double taxed. Groceries is most important because you got to feed your family. It's just like everything. They think they could wave like $400 in our faces or $100 in our faces, and it's like, oh goody, just like that dental plan. This is all trying to cushion it, and everybody's gonna probably spend it on Christmas. You know what I mean? And it's just like, then they'll be like, oh, but remember we gave you that payment. Allow yourself to feel everything that comes, but make sure your heart is not the only force at the helm. When you feel attacked, don't react out of anger. Find the time to articulate your feelings before responding. And it's just like, this is where I feel like with the Fool, it's like someone else is speaking for you. You know what I mean? Our shadow side, what is speaking for us? I feel like verbal diarrhea. You know what I mean? It's just like catching off guard with the Hunter of Cups. You know what I mean? It's just like sometimes we just got to sit with our feelings and feel what we're feeling. Not every word that goes through our head needs to be uttered. Get a filter. I tell my mom that all the time. Like, you need a filter. She's like, I don't care. You know what I mean? But it's just like, sitting there and protecting yourself and making mature decisions. So you don't sit there, I sit there and I'm like, I'm not going to be hard on myself. It is what it is. But it's just like, in my 20s, I was like, I should have done this. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it is what it is, I don't regret none of it. Maybe I could guide my kids to do better, and that's the whole point. As parents, guardians, whatever, influence in someone else's life, guide them to do better than we did, so they can avoid those situations. Yes, life is about learning, living and learning. But if we can sit there and teach those lessons to them so they don't have to live and learn like as hard as we did, why not save them that pain and agony? So it's just like, when the time is right, share those stories when they're mature enough to handle it. It's just, I feel like giving generous of your time freely, like, they're showing soup kitchens. They also mentioned healers, giving of our time. Some healers, they'll just read for you. They don't talk to you. I know Teresa Caputo is one of those ones that'll sit there and it's like, she thought of someone, new information came about, she reread for them, and she, went from there. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's just like, just be a little compassionate. I'm not saying burn yourself out. I'm not saying that you have to do this with everyone. I'm just saying just be a little more compassionate. Just be more giving. That's what we were blessed with it for. Some of us are able to sit there and put the time and devotion into this incredible blessing. And some of us, we just walk dormant with it. You know what I mean? We're all born with it. It's just what we put our energy into. We put our energy into our relationships, X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. You thrive in what you put your energy into. So just like your shadow thoughts, you put a lot of energy into your shadow thoughts, that's what's going to breed ground. I know it's hard to get through it, but you will get through it. Maybe you need therapy. Maybe you need medication. I don't know. Maybe there's something that's triggering you. But if you're able to sit there and make those changes for the positive, working out, eating better, make those changes. I know we can't eat 100% good all the time, but you feel better when you eat better. So it's just like, even if you have like chocolate, make sure you have salad for dinner. Not just salad, but just like have meat and salad so you're balancing it so you don't feel so, Because what do we indulge in this time of year? Liquor, chocolate, desserts, most of it. So it's just like, try to find the counterbalance of it, that yin and yang. Just like when they're talking about generously giving of your time and money. Find that yin and yang.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Monday, December 5th, 2022. May the universe bless you good. Enjoy this double fire energy. I'm thriving in it. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.